In this video, we're going to talk about the magnificent fir tree. Now, when you think of a fir, your mind probably jumps straight to festive holidays, right? Well, there is so much more to them than just decorations. These ancient trees have some pretty cool secrets, a really rich history, and a vital role in forests all around the world that we're about to uncover. I mean, you just can't miss that classic, symmetrical, cone-like shape. It's picture perfect. But the real secrets, the things that make a fir, are all in the details. If you look closer, like we are here, you'll see it's the way the needles attach to the branch and how the cones grow that really define it. So here's our game plan. We'll start with what a fir actually is, then we'll look at where they grow, check out their life in the forest, our connection to them, and we'll finish everything off with some really fun facts. Okay, first up, let's get right into the fir's core identity. By the end of this section, you'll be a pro at spotting a true fir the next time you're out for a walk. You know, identifying a fir is surprisingly simple if you know what to look for. First, they belong to the Abies genus. Their needles have this unique base that looks just like a tiny suction cup where they attach. But the biggest giveaway? Their female cones stand straight up on the branches, like little candles. And finally, their branches grow in a distinct layer or a whorl each year, which is a fantastic clue to their age. And here's something that gets everybody. The Douglas fir, one of the most popular trees out there, isn't actually a true fir. It belongs to a totally different genus, Tsurutsuga. So despite the name, you can think of it as more of a botanical cousin than a direct sibling. Speaking of characteristics, these trees can be absolute giants. So, how tall do you think they can get? And is there really a simple trick to guess a fir's age just by looking at it? The answer is pretty incredible. Firs can range from 10 all the way up to 80 meters tall. That's as high as a 26-story building. And that little age trick, it's absolutely real. Just count the whorls, those layers of branches going up the trunk. Each layer represents about 1 year of growth. It's a fantastic way to get a quick estimate. So now that we can spot a fir, where in the world do we actually find them? Let's take a look at their global presence and the kind of environment they really need to thrive. Firs are basically world travelers. They're native to continents all across the northern hemisphere. They're happiest up in mountainous regions with cool, moist soil that drains well, and, like many of us, they love the sun, meeting at least 6 hours of it a day. Water is also a huge deal. They need frequent deep watering, especially to get ready for the cold, dry winter. Next up, let's dive into the fir's place in the whole ecosystem. We'll see how it reproduces and meet some of the friends and foes it has out in the forest. The fir's life cycle is just fascinating. It all starts in the spring, when these small male cones release clouds of pollen that get carried by the wind. This pollen finds those upright female cones, which then take a full year to mature. And here's where it gets so cool. Instead of just dropping to the ground, the mature cones completely fall apart right on the branch, releasing their winged seeds to be carried off by the wind. So you might be wondering, if they were evergreen, why do you sometimes see brown needles on them? Well, they don't actually keep their needles forever. It's a totally normal part of their life to gradually shed their oldest needles, while all the new growth keeps the tree looking lush and green. A fir tree is like a bustling apartment complex. On the friend side, it's critical shelter for animals like red squirrels, snowshoe hares, and moose. It's even a vital resting spot for monarch butterflies in the winter. But it also has its foes. Firs face really serious threats from pests like the balsam woolly algid and diseases like Phytophthora root rot. Moving on to our connection with them, the relationship between firs and people is incredibly deep. It goes back thousands of years and spans so many different cultures. Even the name of their genus, Abies, tells a story. It's Latin for rising one, which just perfectly captures two of their best features: their incredible height and those unique upright cones that look like they're rising right off the branches. In the Christmas tree tradition, it has a surprisingly long history. It didn't just appear overnight. It really started with evergreen wreaths way back in ancient Rome, then evolved into paradise trees decorated with apples in 16th century Germany. But it became a global phenomenon after a picture of Queen Victoria's family with their decorated fir tree was published in the 1800s. So, can you eat any part of a fir tree? Well, they don't have any edible fruits, but people have found some pretty creative culinary uses for them. The needles and the young cones are absolutely packed with flavor, which makes them perfect for syrups, teas, and all sorts of infusions. Alright, let's wrap things up with 5 fun facts about fir trees that might just surprise you. Fact 1, its wood is too soft for building, so it's mostly just used for paper pulp and plywood. 2, its essential oil is a really popular tool in aromatherapy for coughs and colds. 3, these trees are heroes on mountainsides. Their strong roots are amazing at preventing soil erosion. 4, it has its own holiday. Fir Tree Appreciation Day is June 18th. And 5, its young cones aren't just brown, they can be these vibrant shades of green, purple, and even blue. So, after all this, the next time you see a fir tree, what new details are you going to notice? Will you check for those upright cones, or maybe try counting the branch whorls to guess its age? The forest is just full of stories, and now you know a little bit more about how to read this one. Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.